soy la Bruja Espinada, and I'm here with your message of the week. So, let's get started. For what is needed this week, what came out was the Queen of Elixirs and the Ace of Elixirs. So, the elixirs, much like the chalice or the cups in a traditional tarot deck, usually has a lot to do with emotion and intuition. So when these came out, especially around this time frame, that we are in what tomorrow is called the Lion's Gate, which is 8/8, and has a lot to do with connection of intuition and emotions. As of I think tonight, the Venus is in Cancer, so it has a lot to do with emotions. And let me tell you, you're probably feeling a lot of emotions, a lot of things you don't want to be feeling. So a lot of different reasons why. And these cards are pointing this out. So the Queen of Elixirs is pretty much asking you to look inside yourself, to really get to know your feelings, what it is that you have been going through. Like, regardless of whether or not you want to feel what you're feeling right now, you have to sit with it. You have to sort all that out. And it's being highlighted also with the Ace of Elixirs. Now, the Ace of Elixirs, because it's an ace, it's something new. And what this is telling you is that following your heart is essential right now, especially that you're trying to get more in tune with your spirituality, that you are trying to seek emotional fulfillment, any connections that you're trying to make with friends, family, lovers, whatever it is. Even with yourself, this is being highlighted. And you pretty much really have to start understanding that you're not a robot and feelings happen. I don't like it. I don't like having to deal with feelings either. No one really does. However, if you want to progress, not only in business, not only in love, not only in your personal well-being, you have to deal with emotions. And how do we do this? So in order to start figuring out how to reach your emotional fulfillment, how to start dealing with all these emotions that you have, that you've been feeling lately, is the Justice card. The Justice card is what came out. And what Justice is telling you, and it's come out for you guys before, is that you have to understand that it's a blend of both your mind and your heart. It's not just one or the other. It's not one overpowering the other. That's not how it works. To seek true emotional fulfillment is having that balance. And that's what Justice is. It's the scales, it's the balance. And it's telling you that you can't get over this emotional rut that you're feeling, all these emotions, all these like unwanted things. You're not going to get over it until, and you can't find that fulfillment. You can't have that true awakening if you don't find that balance. And this is what this is telling you. You need to start working on balancing your mind, your thoughts. You can't let your thought process overpower your heart. They have to work hand in hand. What's going to feel good to you? Think about it. That's how you start balancing that out. You have to make them work together to get your true fulfillment. Now, what do you need to give up in order to balance all of this and have your true awakening and fulfillment? Came out first was the Judgment card, the Four of Elixirs, and the Knight of Rods. So with the Judgment, it's acceptance and forgiveness. So it's telling you that you need, in order to have this rebirth, you have to understand, how do I put this? Many times you'll hear, let go of the past. Let go of the past. And it's not easy sometimes. sometimes some of us can say, hey, water under the bridge, sweep it under the rug, and just keep on moving on. But that resentment, that anger, that sadness, it sometimes just stays there. And it honestly stays there until you deal with it. Unfortunately, it doesn't go away. And this is what this is telling you. You have to accept. You have to understand and accept and come to terms that where you are now is a result of the choices that you've made throughout your life. Every bump, every jump for joy, every struggle, every pain. Sometimes it isn't your fault, but it's your choice on how you deal with the matter that was your choice. And that's what this card is telling you. You have to accept that this was a part of your life. Every choice that you have made has been where you are today. You will not have been where you are today if it wasn't for all the choices that you've made for yourself. And that's what this card is telling you. You have to give up blaming others. Also, blaming yourself is not saying to blame yourself. It's saying to accept it, own it, and be like, yeah, I did that shit. Yeah, I overcame that shit. And understand that. You accept it. You understand and accept that you overcame it. And now you can start moving in the process to letting go, to learning how to find balance, to reawaken. Now with the Four of Elixirs in this, again, dealing with emotions, it says that while you have to think about your decisions and your choices that have led you to where you are today, you also have to remember that you got to dust yourself off, get back up, and keep moving forward. How's that song go? Gotta dust yourself off and try again. You can't just let yourself sit there. Stop wallowing. It's time to accept it, start letting go, start moving on. And it's funny because with this card, it actually has 4 different bottles. And the bottles are arsenic, morphine, heroin, cyanide. Basically telling you can't just sit in your pain. You're not going to die from what you've been through. But as painful as it is, it's a tough pill to swallow. But you're going to overcome it. You've come this far. Lastly, it's the Knight of Rods. So the Knight of Rods is telling you that you need to start having a positive attitude. So despite all the emotional conflicts, all the, the struggle of trying to reach that level of peace, trying to balance things out, it's not going to be an easy process. It never is, right? But it's a process to emotional fulfillment, to a spiritual awakening. And to reach that, you have to, start the process of letting that go, of coming to terms, of letting things go. And start having a positive attitude. I know it's hard. It really, really is. And sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. But it just, you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to start letting go in order to start attaining that peace and happiness and emotional fulfillment and balance that you need to attain what it is what's been coming out for you for all these different messages of success and happiness, for fulfillment. Now, it also suggests to start keeping things interesting. Do something different. So give up staying in the mundanes. Give up and even if it's for a try, just 1 try, 2 tries, 3 tries, they say 3 times, third time's the charm. try different things, try different methods about going around. Like if you've said, well, I've tried doing like the whole like balancing that out and hasn't worked, maybe that method didn't work, so try again in a different way. But try something new, try something different, try a different perspective, try something different. That's what this card is telling you. Keep it interesting, change it up, a different way to try and be positive. Figure it out, you'll get it. Now, what is the message from Oracle? And the message from Oracle is grace. Now, what this card is saying is basically what I've told you this entire time. Grace is coming to terms with everything and taking it in stride. So the message is that it is calling you to let go of your inhibitions and to trust that your higher life form is taking you where you need to be, but to take it with grace, to accept everything that's happened, to say that yes, these were my choices, I made them, own them, and then let them go. Dust yourself off, keep moving on, in order to start living a more positive life, a more balanced life, a life that's going to lead you to emotional fulfillment and spiritual awakenings. So, you know, just trust that the divine, whatever higher power you look to for guidance, they're the ones that are leading you. Because you pray to them, you ask of them, they hear you, but they can't help you if you don't help yourself. Now, the last message is a message from the Divine Feminine, Lalita. And her message, she is the Red Goddess, and she says, playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me to the light, or leads me back to the light. And what this card wants you to do is to disengage with the energy that created the problem or question to begin with. So whatever issues that you've been feeling, that you've been kind of sitting in, that that is needing you to look inside, like that's having you reevaluate a lot of things to find that balance, whatever journey that you're on for the emotions and the spiritualness, she is telling you that you have to start letting that go. So all of this, once you own it, you got to start letting it go. That's the process. And it's a very serious process, but it doesn't have to be. That's why it's saying, in order to, you have to swallow the pill, you have to dust yourself up, be like, okay, and try something different by keeping it positive. She is the much needed reminder that we don't have to suffer our way to what we want most. And it comes with a question. How can you add more playfulness to your life? Keep it interesting, change it up. What's gonna help you reach that balance and emotional fulfillment to overcome the emotional issues that you've been going through, to accept what you've been through, and to start letting all that go. Laugh it off, dust it off, laugh it off, stay positive, have some grace. So I hope this message helped, and I will see you guys next week with the next weekly message.